Alright, we're up to match number 1 up against Saborg. This hand seems okay. It would be a lot better on the play where Quench could really be a lot better. They mulligan to 6. We're gonna keep our 7. Grasping Throw can really stabilize the board, I believe. Gain us some life and be a good blocker. Arrester's Admonition should help us reach 5 lands and just buy us a lot of time. I think this card's gonna be pretty good. Ooh, nice! Now we have early game. Imperious Oligarch, our best 2-drop by far. Which is relevant in any board. I think this is gonna be a really good card. So they open up with this Anthem here. Just every card, every big card they have, every multicolored card they have, it's gonna have +1/+1. This could be good in the right deck, but if they're missing their land drops, it's gonna be not good for them. So let's play the island. So we have Quench up and attack now. Pass turn, see if they do anything end step. They might have something like Arrester's Admonition or even the 3-mana Arrest, the Azorius Common. Yeah, we'll gladly quench that, I think. We could let it resolve and then Admonition it, but no reason to do that. We'll just quench that. Then we're on a really commanding position. Now we can take this turn to play Gateway Plaza, I believe. No reason. I'm not gonna use this at instant speed right now. It's just much worse when you don't draw a card. I want to addendum this every single time, pretty much. So yeah. We play Resolute Watchdog. That is a annoying card right now. It's stopping our aggression. So they do have mana up. That does inform how we want to play. Have a couple options. They could have both the common counter spells of the set, which is Quench and the 3-mana one that mills a bit. I'm not sure how safe I feel. I think I'm just gonna not play around it. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass. Okay. We're gonna play its second main phase. I was doing it mostly to check their stops. So let's play Grasping Throw here. Hopefully it resolves. Even if it doesn't, it does. Okay. Now they're kind of in trouble. We have a clock, we got a good trigger. Yeah, looks like they have the binding. We now have the option of Admonition in the Grasping Throw, which should be pretty good. We'll do that once we have enough mana to replay it on the same turn, probably. So for now, let's just put this Senate Griffing out there. It does resolve. We have Absorb on top. I think we have already good resources. Having a counterspell at this point seems ideal. Although we won't get to play it. We won't get to leave it up so soon. Anyways, we just pass here. Game looks good. Game looks good. Opponent reaches 5 mana. Looks like they're straight up Azorius. They draw 3 cards on their main phase. That is a bit of a problem. That is a bit of a problem. And they'll go up to 5 very good cards in their hand. I think we know these 2 are spells, and they're gonna scry as well, so they're mostly drawing gas now. Good thing we have Absorb up. So I think we'll bounce Grasping Thrall here. I don't think we need to tap carefully. We have 2 gold lands here. So we'll bounce the Throw back to our hand. Drawing a card. Play the land and attack with just the Griffin. This Watchdog is really watching over their board. Maybe we could actually play this on our deck. It holds down the fort at 1/3. Defender is a good stat line, and it's relevant all the way through the late game with its second ability. So they cast the Sphinx. Yeah, we'll definitely absorb that, I believe. It just trades with our flyers, and it's kind of hard to remove. We also have no removal in hand right now, so we'll gladly do that. So do we have enough mana to play this and evolve this? Yes, we do. So we'll play this, adapt it to loot, discard the land. This is a very good draw. Play this, drain them, and attack. And now we have lethal on the air, so that prompts some action from them. And we also have the Night Arbiter in hand. So we have some good stuff going on. We need to do a lot here. Play a big flyer. But they do have a lot of cards in hand, so they could still do a lot here. Yeah, that card is the real deal, but we draw Swirling Torrent, and that's gonna win us the game. Choose one or both, so we do choose both. Put this on top and put this in hand, and we win the game. This card is really good. It's really expensive, but just being a very upgraded Totally Lost is pretty powerful in that way. Okay, we win our match number 1. I'm going to take a quick check here, see if I can slot in the Resolute Watchdog. I don't think white mana is a particular problem for this deck. And I kind of like it. I really like it, just blanking removal. Things like that. Don't think Vindictive Vampire really pulls its weight. So, I think that leg looks a little bit better this way. Let's see how we do here. So we're against Hyper, wrapping the Liliana avatar as well. We have good mana, good amount of lands as well. Really liking this hand. Okay, Azor's Locket, that's a good one. I really like the Lockets in Seal. They haven't really proven good in draft. You very rarely play them and usually not be happy, but in Seal them, I really like them. I only played one because I was already playing too many non-creature spells, but I think the Locket's gonna be good in the deck. So they're reading Resolute Watchdog, and yeah. Power looks like we might be up against Azorius again. And we are of course playing Esper. We have a pretty even split between colors. We have relevant cards both in Azorius and in Orzhov. Ooh, that is nice. Now we have a curve going and can pressure our opponents. So let's just play the Oligarch here, just remembering Watchdog does have Defender. So playing the Oligarch here. This gets us to a nice little 1-2-3 curve, which isn't really what our deck is built for, but if we get it in the game, it does force some action out of the opponent in the early game. Then we can transition nicely to our 5-drop Flyers game plan. We have a lot of those. We have 4 5-mana creatures, and they're all evasive. It's the Azorius Knight and Chillbringer and Grasping Thrall, all pretty powerful. So yeah, opponent. 2 drops. I don't know this card. Okay. Cool Bear just having relevant stats in Scrying 2. Scrying 2 is pretty powerful. This just seems like this just seems even better than like Omen Speaker, which a lot of people like. I like Sage Rose, Savant. Okay, we don't have Absorb mana right now. So anyways, we'll attack with the Oligarch. We could exile this, but we're very fine trading. Oh, I don't think this arrow used to be here when Planeswalker weren't in play. I'm not sure. But we could grotesque demise that, but I'm sure they'll play a better target in the future. Here we could go for the Grudion, or the Azorius Locket. We'll play the Azorius Locket to enable a possible Grasping Throw next turn. If we play the Grudion, we won't even want to attack into the Sage Rose Savants, really, so rather do this to enable this future play. Also get us Absorb mana, although we're not keeping this up anytime soon. So Deputy of Detention. This is actually gonna work out pretty nicely for... Oh, they take the Locket, I didn't expect that. So I expected them to take a creature. That was kind of surprising. Anyways, that was a bit annoying since we got out of Grasping Throw mana, but we're probably gonna get that back pretty soon. I think we should actually get it now. We can leave Absorb up and demise this on the end step if they don't play anything we want to counter. So we have two lines. We can Grotesque now, so we can attack with the Oligarch, or we can pass with both Absorb and this on the end step up. I think I'd rather keep Absorb up. There are a lot of 5s that are very threatening. So yeah, we'll keep Absorb up for now. And I do want to get my Azorius Locket back, as it is card draw in the late game, and if we don't draw land, we are gonna want to have the mana generation that it provides. They shouldn't... I don't expect them to attack here. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Taking... Okay, so yeah, I'm doing... Figure no attacks here. Also no plays. So we'll Grotesque Demise the Deputy now. On the end step. It's not the end of the world if they counter that. They can keep my Azorius Locket. Especially if we draw land naturally. So we do just exile that. I never know if it's exile or destroy if these cards both have been made. So we draw Consume, which is good, but not right now. So we'll attack, see if that prompts any action. I wouldn't mind if they tapped out, so we could play the Grasping Thrall here. But I also don't particularly think they have counter spells. So I'll just play the Grasping Thrall, second main phase, whatever happens. So Fairy Duelist, that eats up the Oligarch, but we get a flyer. I don't think we particularly need to absorb that. Right, yeah, I don't think so. We'll use this window to play Grasping Thrall. This is not really the kind of card I want to absorb. Let's play this out. So it does resolve. It gets... This strain is so good. It hasn't been too relevant, but it really helps you stabilize. When you play a 3/3 flyer and gain some life, that is very welcome. So let's just check. Consume cares about power. Okay, so they pacify this. And interesting that they choose to attack, because that does enable our 1-power attack as well. So now we can play a 3-drop and leave Absorb up. And I'm pretty happy with how the game is shaping up at this point. Oh! Wow, Oh. Accidentally passed. There was a bit of a weird thing going on. So this lets them exchange control of cards, but since we have blue mana in our deck as well, we can also activate that. I'm not too worried about eyes everywhere. So since we didn't do anything anyways, we can use this mana we left up to sack Azorius Locket. Don't really need the mana at this point. Ooh, I like Night Arbiter. I think we can go shields down for a turn and play the Night Arbiter. Play that, and yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. So, Eyes Everywhere does let them scry. But the card is not worth it on its own, like, just for that. So, about this card, this is mostly a card. I really like this in Sealed, but in Best of 3 Sealed, because you can leave it on the sideboard and put it up once the opponent cannot play blue. So, why is this bigger? It gives +1 power to all creatures with flying they control. So that is a card I want to remove right away, I believe. So let's consume that. Just make sure we play the right mana so we can follow the play up with Oligarch. So we'll consume their creature. Target them. It's gonna kill the Drake. And now we're gonna make some attacks. Now we can really see why I like Night Arbiter so much. Very powerful card. Very powerful card. Okay, they get a nice everywhere trigger. They get to scry on their upkeep. Scries to the top. They have a lot of cards in hand. Sure, it is relevant. They attack us with Fairy Duelist once more, but we're at such a healthy life total. Okay, that stops our air attack. But at least we're gonna have a flyer for that. Aiming 4 life. So, let's attack with our Unblockable Knight. Really put in a clock on them. Here we could play the the Archway Angel, or these two. I mean, like, playing this and leaving this up. They are bound to play something relevant pretty soon. I'm not sure. Let's think for a bit. How much do I care about? Wow, also the auto tapper was really gonna screw me here. Tapping this. Oh, we don't have Absorb up. It's double blue. My bad. So let's play the Angel game 4. And yeah, we have already attacked, so just best turn. They get the Eyes Everywhere trigger. It's always important to see how they scry. In this situation, it's very relevant because it gives us information on what type of cards they're drawing. So yeah, the Stink is very good, but now we have the Angel to threaten both a block or attacking for damage on the way back. So we're on the board stall in the air, and Azorius Night Arbiter is the best card to have on the board stall, so pretty happy with the situation right now. And yeah. Oh, I was just talking about scry and didn't see how they scried. It's kind of hard to see in Arena. It's just a very quick prompt, unlike MTGO, where you do get a complete log on the side. So they're moving on to attacks. I'm not gonna block because I don't want to lose this to a combat trick at all. And if I don't block, I can attack on the way back, so yeah. Also Resolute Watchdog. Actually, maybe I do want to block since I do have Resolute Watchdog. I was kind of forgetting about our doggy here. It can protect our angel, so actually we'll do that. Since we can make the angel indestructible. As I said, this card is actually very powerful. It's a good blocker early game and remains relevant all the way to the end of the game. I think I'm gonna learn to really like this doggy here. Opponent taking a little bit too much time here, in my humble opinion. They do have the choice of activating Eyes Everywhere, but that's, especially when we're ahead, right? Like we're right now, that's not going to be too relevant. So, let's attack with this, and we can actually attack with the Angel. But we'll not. Especially since they have so much mana. So let's play our land out, and play the Grudian. Wow. That is a weird card to absorb. More than fine with that. They do gain life, but yeah. They should really keep this up for a more impactful play. We still have a lot of good cards in our deck. We have 2 flyers, we have 3 flyers, Skate Wing Spy, and some good removals, so have a lot of gas to draw. Things much scarier than the Grudian. Grudian would mostly just prompt a trade with the Savant. Play Knight of Sorrows, which can block an additional creature. Yeah, no problem. We have stuff for that. Expect him to just pass afterwards. Yep, just passing turn. And yeah. Ooh, nice. We draw one of our relevant cards for the late game. So, which is a very big flyer. It's going to be a 4 or 5 flyer. So I think now I actually don't mind pressing the question with the Angels since they have a lot less mana. Let's attack like this. They block. I think we could either sacrifice, but then we risk a 2 for 1. I think we can just let this happen and just make this play so this Skate Wing Spy gets a lot more leeway. Next turn we can attack with it. Yeah, I knew I was gonna love this card. Ever since it was spoiled, it's mostly what I want to do in the set. Denied Arbiter. What is going on here? Yeah, they make the trade, but that doesn't accomplish anything. Actually, it does a little bit. Oh, cool, scry. So we'll scratch the top. So we have absorb mana. So how much? Excuse me. How much mana do we have? We have enough to upgrade this Take Wing Spy. So I think we're gonna do that and then just yoink this back next turn. I didn't really like that sound. Anyways, let's attack with this Take Wing Spy. And see what happens here. They go down to 6 and we pass. Yeah, the Night Arbiter is very less relevant on their board. So this is Exile, our doggy can't do anything about that. Bummer. Now they have a bunch of attacks enabled. But then again, we do have a lot of life. Okay, they attack with just a little. This attack is weird. I wonder if they're gonna play a flyer second main phase because they're taking one. Yeah, they do play a flyer. That was expected. So we get to Scry, Quench, very relevant at this stage. We draw an island, which means we can both Eyes Everywhere, oops, and leave Absorb up. So 6 mana. I think we take the Night Arbiter back. We don't. We could take the Messenger, which is kind of just as relevant. Let's take the Messenger and attack with our flyer. We're being a little bit short-sighted by taking the Messenger because if they play a big flyer, it's going to be irrelevant, but we have some leeway because we do have Absorb in hand. So if they play anything too scary, we can absorb that. I think we could counter this, but they're probably going to draw like a land and something special. If I was going to counter it, it would mostly be because of the life gain, which is very annoying. But I'd just rather counter impactful plays because we're winning on the board and quickly. So I'm fine letting this play out. And yeah, we can see that this card is very awkward in matches where your opponent does have blue. I'm not sure if this is a card that you main deck, or rather that you play in best of one. It's kind of weird. You can use it to effectively remove blockers, but again, it's a weird card. Interesting. They probably drew a flyer if they're attacking with the Fairy Duelist. But we'll get to absorb that if that's actually the case. Interesting. Well, I feel very safe with absorb up. So let's attack like with our flyers. See what's going on there. They're blinking their creature. This means they're gonna get to eat the spirit. I don't think I care too much about that. I can lose the spirit. That is okay. Oh, actually, they also get the ETB. I forgot about that, but that's not too relevant. They just take 2 less damage this turn, besides killing the token. So, we move to our second main phase, play the Biomancer, and then we pass turn. Ooh, the Griffing. Yeah, that's exactly the type of card we were saving Absorb for. A flyer which can trade for the messenger. Flyer which stops the messenger. So they attack us here. We take a little bit of damage. Okay, my turn. That is okay. So let's loot here first. Draw first. Excuse me. Discard the Plaza. And now we get to yoink back the Night Arbiter. Very cool, very cool. So attack with the Messenger, leaving them at a very dangerous life total, and now we can bounce the Night Arbiter back to our hand. And replay that bad boy. Good stuff, good stuff. And yeah, they're in deep trouble. Very deep trouble. You do get the Messenger, which is annoying. Now we cannot attack. We cannot get in with the Messenger anymore. They eyes everywhere, now we don't. But now we can eyes everywhere the Messenger, so that doesn't accomplish too much. We can remove their blocker effectively. We also get a nice little scry here, which is like drawing a card in this case. Ooh, cool. Do we win? Man, I'm just loving this card, and I'm also always drawing it right at the right time. So I can bounce, I can put this on top, bounce this, and do we have 12 mana? No, we're 1 mana short. What a shame. Anyways, let's play this. So do both, of course. So put this on top of their library and return this to our hand. Next, attack like this and replay the knight. And yeah, now especially that we have eyes everywhere, I don't think they can get out of this pickle. Very weird card. Yeah. As we saw, not the best against decks that have blue. It didn't do too much for the opponent. So we go up to 2-0 in our first RNA Sealed. Very, very nice, very nice. Let's move on to match number 3 straight away. So good little tip here. Also enjoying the new arts that have been added with the last patch. See some Rakdos Circus on the back. So we're up against Egret. We're on the play, we have all our mana, and that's an exemplar hand. We can't cast Absorb right now, but Exorius Locket can help us with that. Hopefully opponent isn't on too aggressive of a plan. Ooh, nice, this Oligarch, man. We don't have a lot of 2-drops, but the ones we have, they're pretty good. Oligarch, I think this card is even better than it looks. Very good card. So, we have no turn 2 plays, which means we can slay. Hit him for 2, play the Locket. No reason we cannot leave the Absorb up this turn. So just play the lock it and pass. And now we can start playing flyers, really putting the questions on the opponent. Cool stuff. We have this for whatever resolves. So play the Griffin. Second Oligarch. I don't think this is what we're looking for right now, is it? Nah, we need to reach the mana for the throw. And a 2/1 to drop at this point in the game is not too interesting. So opponent needs to impact the board pretty soon. But we have a lot of answers. Mostly we want them to play blockers and not play removal. And look, it's both. It's blockers and removal. The combo. We're just gonna consume that. Thankfully that's their only creature, so we get to consume it. Otherwise, this would never hit the Deputy of Detention. So let's get our Sphinx back. Oh, it's a Griffin. Let's get our Griffin back. If this gets quenched, I'm gonna be super tilted. Yeah, we get the Griffin back. Senate Griffin. Yeah, sure. Island on top seems fine. And we'll attack for 2. Next turn we can play Grasping Pearl. We could also play the Benthic Biomancer and leave Absorb up. That would be a good line if they play very passively. Say they don't make any plays, then I'd rather just keep this. If they do something, they play the Homunculus. That stops the Imperious Oligarch and the Senate Griffin actually. This is a very good 3-drop. I believe we're gonna Law Mage's Binding that, so we can keep our attack up. We could do that, or we could play the Grasp and Throw. Let's actually play the Grasping Throw. Like, I think this can lead to a nice little trap line where we Law Mage's Binding the Homunculus after they spend mana on it. And that is just a pain for them. So we can play the Swamp so we can have both Absorb up and Law Mage's Binding. We'll do that. And now... I actually think I need to Law Mage's Binding now, otherwise they will... it's more likely that they will adapt first and then block. I mean, it's less likely that they will adapt first and then block. Yeah, let's Law Mage's Binding the Homunculus right away. Anyways, we got them to pass without using this mana, so if they don't have an instant, they still lost the time. That was the point of our play. Frilled Mystic. Yeah, that would be a blowout if we didn't have this nice little Absorb. Now we totally won this turn. We get to attack them for 1 billion. They're in deep trouble. Troubled waters, my friend. The Azorius Locket is also good card advantage that we're in much better position to use than them. They obviously can't crack their Azorius Locket right now. They're in no position to do so. Alright, we go up to 3-0. Very nice, very nice. So, let's move on to match number 4. Look, this is the art from the new Hallowed Fountain. Very beautiful stuff. And we're up against Kaladin's Stormblast. Let's see. We are on the play. This hand is very slow, but it is sealed. And if the opponent gets too frisky, we can Admonition to keep ourselves alive. But on the play, this hand Shouldn't be too slow for us to survive, and it has my favorite card. Let's play that and pass. Let's play that and pass. And now we play this. Growth Spire, interesting. And Benthic Biomancer. Passer. This is one of the cards I'm most looking to play in Constructed. Very nice little card. Don't know this. We definitely didn't open this common. 4-man 3/3, pay 3 to adapt 2. Interesting. We don't have any plays, which isn't good news. We can admonition this, so we can attack and hit our land drops, perhaps. We could evolve this, but that's not getting us attacks, and we have nothing that we really want to discard. Yeah, I think this is a good turn to admonition the yield. It's mostly cantripping the admonition. See, we get a nice little land drop. Don't have to wait a turn for that, and just pass. They played a Mammoth Spider. Just reach, right? Yeah, big little reacher. But we have an unblockable. Very good stuff. So I think you just play the Nariad Arbiter and just start attacking. If they play something that is a little bit irrelevant, we can just leave Absorb up for the rest of our lives and just keep attacking with the Night Arbiter. That's kind of the plan. We also have Swirling Torrent. It is a sorcery, so we can't leave both of these up. They just play that. Cool. Now we can have a very nice line of leaving Absorb up. So we'll attack with the Night Arbiter. Opponent lets us. Okay. We attack. This is also a nice little trick for after they evolve the yield again, but then again this is only a sorcery. They attack us. They attack us, so they can evolve this. They'll obviously evolve this in case we block, so we could double block like that, but no reason to throw the Benthic Biomancer away. Also, they have the Spider, so the Spirit is not too relevant. They choose to not evolve it. This is definitely a threat of activation case. So they play a big Flyer. We'll absorb that, even though, I mean, we do have the Angel. Sure, we'll let that resolve. Hopefully we'll not regret that. I mean, it is sealed, so you do want to be worried about their opponent's bombs. They just pass. We're not gonna loot now. Just play the Angel. We're gonna hold on to this one for looting purposes. Kind of a pity that we gain no life, but no reason holding on to the Angel for later. Just play this and pass. Code of Restraint. I don't know this. Okay, so it's kind of like a sleep effect. So let's block like this. And sure, I think just this. I expect him to adapt the yield right now, but they only get 2 turns to attack before our Angel gets back up, and this should be it's probably a turn where we Swirling Torrent them. to buy us a lot of time. And we can mitigate a lot of the aggression they're putting on us. So attack and attack. We'll leave the Biomancer since we don't want to adapt it right now. And I don't particularly want to bluff with it. So let's play the Torrent. It doesn't really matter. Both are going to go on their hands. So I guess the Eel, and of course, yeah, there's no question. Both that we cannot or do not want to block. Just do that and pass. Now we know what they're drawing. They'll probably just replay both. Yeah. The game looks good. We still need to draw something, but I like our position here. 1 and 2. Actually, just pay 2 blue here. Consume is good. They get a lot of choices. Actually, consume is bad until they play something bigger, because then they can just get rid of this stupid thing. So, discard the swamp. Play this. Let's make our attacks first. We could be a little bit aggressive, but don't. Oh, never mind. I have the spider. What am I thinking? So just attack with the Night Arbiter. We play the Watchdog and pass. We also have a nice little play here. We can block, the adapt, and then we consume. That works out pretty right. Yeah. We're at the stalemate, and I do have a powerful hand and an unblockable friend. Huh. So in this case... in this case, what do I do? Because they'll probably have a trick for the Griffin. So if they double trick us, we can't really get him with Consume. So let's just do it like this. The Oligarch isn't doing anything too important right now. The Adapt, that is okay. They'll do a trick there. Didn't know that trick. And that is actually a trade? That is a trade. That is... Oh, never mind. What the hell are they doing? That's gonna be a 4-3. Okay, that resolves the plan. That's a 4-3 now. And we'll sack our doggy there. The dog is gonna win the combat for us. So sack the doggy. And yeah. And this has been great for us. They Stony Strength again. Now we'll absorb. And it has a... That was a very good trade for us. We got a lot of cards. We still have Consume up. And we have to lock it. I didn't think about that. I think we have time to sack the locket, because the attack is like this, but then we can consume to gain some life back, so we do have time. We've got time to spare, so let's attack for a bit. Also, this is an instance. Since we're probably not going to use the Azor's Locket right now, we don't need to crack it right away. Let's play the land and pass. We get to leave both of these up, cracking Locket and Playing Consume. Here we can also make kind of a... Actually, look what we can do. We can double block. Let's do it. They try to trick us, we can Consume. But it looks like it's just gonna be a fair trade. Yeah, that is okay. The Angel wasn't doing much for us. We'll crack this on the end step. Great, now we have 2 counters. I mean, now we have a counter. And yeah, we have the board style and a counter. Things seem ideal. Can we play this with the counter up? Yes, we can. We'll do that. We'll definitely do that. So play the Griffin. Gateway Plaza, all the way to the bottom. Play the Orzhov Guild Gate. And then attack with the Arbiter. So just to be certain, this cares about power, so if we cast it right now, they could sack either one of these, obviously do this. So yeah, this game looks just done. This cannot attack, but we're still clocking them for a lot per turn. Oh boy, I love my deck. Auto Tapper, why are you trying to screw me over today? You really want to screw me out of double blue. So play the Night Arbiter. I mean, the reason, of course, is that they don't. The Auto Tapper does not like tapping these sorts of lands. So that card is not relevant at all. It resolves. Now we'll attack like this, and next turn we have lethal. Yeah, the satisfaction of having a counter in hand. Good stuff, good stuff. So many instants. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, go up to match number 5. So since that was Watery Grave, I'm guessing this is Blood Crypt. They probably used all the arts from the Shocklands. I wish this was an actual gate, like a guild gate, but other than that, the hand is pretty good. Also, a little bit slow for the draw, but should be okay. Things should work out just nicely. Oh no. Oh no, that is the first aggressive start we've seen all day. The Oligarch is a very good draw here. Can definitely buy this time. This 1-drop is pretty solid as far as limited 1-drops go. Let's see if they follow that curve up. Yeah. Opponent, definitely an aggressive dude. So, we take 3. We play another 2-drop. Wow. Putting the pressures. Here, we could play these 2, but that is risking kind of almost 2 for 1 of the Foot Fiend. Is that a Footlight Fiend? I could play just the Oligarch or just the Grudian. We'll play the Grudian here. It's mana efficient. It puts a damper under aggression. Wow. The Hybrid is a pretty good aggressive card. 2 mana bear that can become big dude on the late game. We'll make that trade. Not the end of the world. Orzhov Enforcer, Death Touch friend. Here we can play the Oligarch or the Stakewind. We'll play the Stakewind. Sure. Skatewind. Skate. I can't pronounce this, though it's very simple. Skatewing. Skatewing Spy. And that is a solid blocker. Also, opponent doesn't have red mana, so the Trumpeter is kind of garbage right now. The attack of the Enforcer will take 1 from this for a long time. I definitely don't want to trade down like that. So no attacks from us. We'll just play out our hand here, I believe. We can play this and adapt it. So we'll play this, play the Oligarch, play this so we can adapt on the end step. We're playing super passive since opponent has played a lot of cards that are not going to be relevant late game. I mean, they all do a little bit of something, which is kind of cool. So do the Biomancer. Discard Gateway Plaza. This is nice. This can take care of the hybrid once it becomes a threat. So is this flying with? Oh, it's always. You don't need to adapt to get the second ability, of course. So we'll attack. Play the Senate Griffin. Gets us a nice little scry and a clock. Wow, we're gonna clock them for a lot. I like what's going on here. They open the gates, probably for a mountain, yeah. Now the Trumpeter. Aren't those two words, Trumpeter and Trumpeter? They both are relevant now. We could trade with the Trumpeter. Oh, it has Menace. Yeah, you can have your 3 damage if you want to. And yeah, because if they wanted to activate it, they would lose their whole turn. And now we're clocking them for enough that doesn't do too much. What happened? Oh, they could not pay the spectacle cost since it is costlier. Here we can either adapt this or play this. I believe we'll play the Arbiter. So do this. Actually attack with the Oligarch. We're fine making any of these trades. Maybe they block with the Enforcer. Oh, they block with the Sour Form. They block with the Enforcer. Okay. They do get a token, but we also get one. Play the Night Arbiter, and now we have a grid full of removal, evading flyers. Also this to adapt soon-ish. And yeah, game looks good unless they play something like Rakdos. Can you imagine? That would be an absolute disaster. That is what we're most scared of right now. But we're not playing around that, obviously, since it is a mythic. They play a big blocker, we don't care about that, and we can hit him for 1,000,000. They make the trade. Now we have 6 lands, so we'll play this so we can keep both of these up. And I don't think I'm ever consecrating. We play X-Bane Beast, sure. You can have that. We have them dead on board. They have no mana to trick us. They have no attacks. Yeah, this game's done. This game is done. We'll attack with everything since they can't block anything. If they had more mana, I could consider what they could have, but with one red mana, they're not stopping this. So already, will we go up to 5-0? And let's go up to match number 6 of our sealed league. We're up against Lockbriar, rocking the Teferi Avatar. Okay, this hand, I don't think we, no, I think we mulligan at least once, but yeah, we'll mulligan this. We are playing 18 lands, and we have the Gateway Plaza, but no, we can do better. Like this. This is better. Yep. Pure Oligarch. This has been coming down on turn 2 a lot. We do have 2 copies of it. Ooh! So, excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, messed it up. Nothing to say. I just wanted to get all my... Yeah. You know. Yeah. That was definitely a costly mistake. Play the Oligarch now. Yeah, that hurt us a lot. We basically lost our whole turn 3 because of that. But what can you do besides pay more attention? Still have a nice little curve going on here. So play the Griffin. Bottom that and pass. Play a Griffin of their own. We do have a lot of flying power. But I think I want to hold on so we can admonition it. And then I want to have admonition and thought collapse. So we'll do that next turn. Also, I would be totally attacking with their ground Death Toucher, the Grudian. Oh, they get rid of the Griffin. Bad news for us. Attack us for a bunch. Skate Wing Spy. I think I like playing the Spy here. We'll probably just still attack with everything. This trade actually kind of makes sense. Because if I adapt this, that is just so much mana. I'm very afraid that I will adapt and it will get removed. But I think that's still the correct line. We'll lose a whole bunch of tempo if that happens, but I think we need to do so. Deploy. Create 2 top for tokens. Sure. Mortify. We'll save our dude. The bad news is that it can't block this turn because we spent the mana as such. Looks like they have a red splash. Yeah, we'll take the damage. We could bounce this for no value. How much damage are we taking next turn? We're going down to... That is 7. We're going down to 3. I actually think we need to bounce this without addendum. So we don't die on the crackback. Yeah, we do have 7 mana. We can't protect it now, but we can play it and adapt that. That is good news. And then we'll just pass. If opponent has only bricks in hand and this, I think we have a good shot at winning this game. Didn't expect that. Let's not pass the blockers. Let's activate this. I actually think I'll double block here. It is risky. I want the dog. I really want the dog. I want the dog. The dog is gonna do good. It's gonna do great things for us. Let's block like this. So this has become a flying wall at this point. Low Mage's Binding is okay. It's just okay. We could be really greedy and try to crack this. I think I want to do it. I tapped one extra. I'm an idiot. I tapped one extra. Because I didn't tap correctly. What do I do now? I'm gonna Law Mage's Binding this. Big mistake on my part. Swirling Torrent is a good card to have. Final Payment. I guess we Swirling Torrent now. It's gonna buy us a little bit of time. It also gets rid of the topper, so we'll stop taking 1 damage per turn. So this goes on top, and this we bounce. Oh, the coding now is so nice. That was an issue in Arena with cards like that until they patched it a while ago, and they actually have been making it even better as time goes on. So Fairy Duelist, that is annoying. Now they will continue to have 1 damage per turn starting next turn. We can Final Payment that if it becomes necessary. Yeah. Bummer is we'll do need to sacrifice a creature for Final Payment. Oof. Rough stuff here, we'll just pass. We'll keep doing the blocking. Oh, we're flooding out a little bit. Pass turn. I'm not sure if I want to take 1 again. But I think I'm pretty sure being to 1 or being on 2, it's kind of the same. We'll give ourselves 1 more turn. Go down to 1. Play a land and pass. Oh, come on, deck. Now we're forced to Final Payment soon. Target that. So we could sacrifice Law Mage's Binding, but we won't do so because it is bad. We'll sacrifice our Watchdog. Block the Fairy, take no damage and stay alive to draw next turn. Okay. Ground Dude. Okay. I would really like the Angel now. The Gate Angel, it would gain this for life and a nice little blocker. That is really our best draw at this point. Shieldbringer, and that's lethal. to the game opponent. So yeah. So we go up to 5-1. See you in the next games.